So, hello and welcome to this review of the Flyht Pro WP SafeBox 9 IP65, if I remember correctly. I bought this on Thomann, and it's a rugged case to protect your equipment. I'm thinking of doing this review in like two parts, because, well, first part I'll review this like other boxes, just by itself. And second part is kind of a test for like another video I want to do where like destroy boxes like this with a testing method. Like I want to test the following boxes: the Nanook 903 Pelican case, Amazon Basic, a HMF brand, the Flyht Pro, this one, Max, a Pelivault, a B&W thing, some cheap AliExpress thing, and a fly case. Like, does a wooden, with a metal thing, fly case protect any better or less than a plastic one? Things I want to do on the second part. I want to test, put the box on a wooden surface and see at what angle it starts to slide. 24-hour float test. Like, I've seen a few videos where they push the thing underwater or just let it, but I wonder, if you were to lose your case in a lake and find it the day after, how does it compare? 10 minutes underwater. I want to let it fall in staircase. Yeah, a lot of videos, they do the drop test, empty drop test, or they just put an egg and throw it. That's cool and all. It makes sense, like at 1 meter, 2 meters, but then a 30-meter drop, how often are you dropping your gear from that height? Anyways, I digress. So I want to do like a knocking thing, so just let it fall. It's a very high staircase made out of bricks or stone, and see if it survives, just over knocks. I want to put it 30 meters on a road. That's not realistic again, but see how much the scratches damages it. And if it survives that, pretty cool. Lug it out a car, going at 40 kilometers per hour. Leave it in the sun for a whole day. Like, right now, I'm in the south of France and it's July, so does it just melt or would it survive? A freezer test, I'm pretty sure it will work, but good. Dropping stuff like big rock on each side, and then do the typical drop tests, like empty and weighted. Have like stone in it and just lug it out. So yeah. And so here we go for this case. The valve is not automatic, so you have to release it and then close it back. That's like in case you move and there isn't like the same air pressure if you're going up a mountain or something. So here we open the box. One thing, a lot of things. There is like a silicone thing, and with a gap. I would think that's pretty waterproof. One thing I notice is, compared to like a Nanook case, this isn't held, it just flaps like this. Whereas if I take this, the Nanook 903, here this lid, it doesn't fall. And that's quite good actually. I didn't realize how much that feature would be nice. But yeah, holding the lid like that is good. And also the flaps, you know, well, they do flap about the hinges thing, but this one does a little more. The handle too isn't, I don't know the word, but there isn't anything to lock it in place, which, that I mind, the handle, I don't. I kind of like it to move about. Quick addition, here these latches, they feel somewhat recessed, at least they are right there. And here they somewhat go out. So I don't know how I can demonstrate this. I don't think it would grab onto something of a, like, you need to be intentional. There's protection on the latches. They're not like a double system unlike the 903 where you have to squeeze this down, grab this and open it, push it up, and like that's really secure. That is just one system, but you know, you need to click open. But it feels good enough, and there is those there is plastic to cover it up so that it doesn't grab onto any random thing. So yeah, less secure, but I'm not worried this case would open by accident. What else is there to say for the exterior? Not much. So now the interior. What I notice first, this isn't like the other foam where, you know, you've got like those little plucky things. I prefer this. This feels like I can do it by hand. This I definitely need like a knife to shape it the way I want. And it's just not as good to have this shape. I like it less. Also, look here, right, this foam bit, that's about, I'd say 4.5 centimeters to yeah, 4 centimeters ish. And then this thing right there, the foam at the very bottom, that's another 2.5 centimeters. That's thick for the very bottom of the thing. If I compare it to like the Nanook once again, bada bing, bada boom, sorry for no visual interest. This is the Nanook, and I think this is appropriate. This would protect and cushion the thing. This probably does too. I mean, definitely does, but I don't know, it's just too much. I'm wasting space with this padding. Look, the Nanook's foam is a tad smaller, and we'll get back to that. Whoops, boom, boom. So yeah. Now let's talk about the dimensions while we're at that. According to the manufacturers, the Flyht Pro has a internal, I put an I for internal, E for external, dimension of 120 centimeters length, 185 width, and a 65 internal millimeter. And the Nanook 903 is rated to be bigger in about all dimensions, but somehow, remember, like this is longer, and this is like the same, pretty much the same size. And how can I have both in comparison? Okay, are they both in frame? Maybe I could put it a little more like this. Yeah, that's in. So that's like almost 19. Here it's complicated to judge because there's like this screw things. So if we just counted screw thing to screw thing, it's like 18 and a half. And here it's like 12. If we do that, that's like 12 and a half. That's, so I don't know. It feels like this is bigger, ever so slightly by like half a centimeter. And it feels like the case is smaller on the outside. Because you see this? There's like this huge handle thing. See what I mean? And so it feels like the internals are bigger, but the externals are smaller. And even by the manufacturer, whoops, I dropped my rugged case. I'm clumsy. External wise, yeah, that one is smaller in every regards compared to the 903. So yeah. Now let's put some random stuff inside it, see, just to give a quick idea. So it doesn't fit in, okay, but it is almost the size of one of these Roland Aria compacts. Ah, I see what's happening. This goes here. Hard drive. It does fit height-wise. That's a thing that didn't happen with the Nanook 903. I couldn't put a hard drive like that. I would miss padding, so you can't have padding. And that's something I said about the 903, and it's going to be the same with this one, where it's slightly too small to be like a case for common sizes. So I struggle to put this in the good way, no, in a clear way, but common items, they've got like a handheld size, if you see what I mean. And this doesn't have like the padding to, you know, you couldn't put the padding height-wise, and you can't put two objects lengthwise. You could put one, but that's like wasted space. That's too much now. And yeah, I don't know. Just doesn't feel like you can put two objects. I mean, you could, but then you don't have padding. And so that's why I prefer the size of a Nanook 904. That feels like you can legitimately, well, I've got hard drives with my name in them, so I can't visually show the contents, but you can put two objects, maybe three, and it's way more convenient for like common sizes of objects you'll find. Here, maybe, if I take this, or let's take my recorder again. Ow, see? Does this fit? Almost. Like, if I remove the handle, maybe? Yeah. Anyways, more random objects to visualize the size. So, height-wise, it's almost that for the whole case, not just the inside. But lengthwise, it's about that, and if we take half, yeah, that and a third of a can. Size of a GoPro, I don't know, that's like flashlights. Here's a pen. You can't put the pen height-wise. Last time the 903 was 2 CDs and a half. So let me just put that back. Boom. That's 1 CD. Yeah, 1 CD and a half. So that's a good size if you're looking to figure out the size of it. Ta-da. What else do I have here? Hot sauce, almost the size. You could probably fit like 3 of them, like that, counting the padding. Here it's harder to count like the size of the padding. Like, how do you cut that? Can. So you could probably fit 2 cans in it in either dimension. You've got a fair bit of margin there. Legos. Those are 2x4s. And that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 4, 24. Yeah, 24 Lego studs long-ish, a little less actually. And four, so 16 studs. Yeah, long. You get the dimension. And height-wise, how do I do this? That's always complicated to figure out the height because there's like this size, which is 4 studs. Yeah, 4 studs and a half. And this is 1 stud and probably less than a half. So if you're trying to measure things with Lego, there you go. Let's put this back. You've got almost the padding height-wise, same size over the bottom layer and the actual thing. I mean, I guess the advantage of this is it just kind of self-molds to whatever you put in it. So that's probably a good aspect. Anyways, double A batteries. Do I have other random stuff? Yeah, gone. One of those fidget cubes. Boom, boom. So I hope some of this random stuff will give you an idea of the size of this thing. And I guess that's my review. To be honest, this cost me 25 euros. And I think compared to the 903, this is better build quality. It's thicker walls, it's heavier. Maybe not. It's thicker walls, it feels more rugged, it's, you know, things snap into place. The pressure valve is automatic. It's rated IP67, whereas I think this was IP65. I think that's water resistance, the last one. It's like dust is the first number and the second number is water. 65 should probably be fine. And what else? Yeah. This feels bigger on the inside and smaller on the outside. It's half the price of the Nanook. And I would presume this protects whatever you put in it about just as well as that. Like, this will do a better job, but depending on the value of your contents, I would prefer to buy this over that, unless it's something really important where you know, you just want to protect it with whatever you can. Well, with a good rugged thing, this. So box protection, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I hope this section of the review was helpful. I shall proceed to do the other thing. Here's the dimensions again. Flyht Pro, this is that. Internal, external. Here's the second part of the video. And I hope one day I can do a video with these products. And if you have any other ideas on how to do these tests, what you would like to see, boxes you would like to see, I'm not willing to pay for like the full-grown boxes, but like if it's small ones, let me know. If you are a manufacturer of those boxes and would like me to review them or stuff, send me an email. I'd be happy to review boxes, as long as I can give honest takes. Ta-da! Yeah, a little smaller, like... about that big. I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you. See you on the testing this.